Good afternoon, guys. MrGannyK here, and welcome to episode number 4 of that podcast. I just want to say a massive thank you for people watching the past 3 podcasts. I do want to say that I've been getting some nice responses about it, and I'm impressed with myself that I've not deleted this series yet. So I have got a massive thing about perfecting or having perfection in series. And with this one, this is my own little project. For once, I've not deleted it. So a massive pat on the back. I'm just going to give myself a pat on the back for for not deleting it already. But without much further ado, let's go into the first topic of today's podcast. And that is looking at a new house. So, me and Mama Kay, went to go look at a new house. Unfortunately, Campbell couldn't join us. He was still in Leeds at the time. So, he just didn't manage to come and pop by in time. But we looked at this house, and this was a very big house. I'd looked at the pictures of this house, and I thought to myself, you know what? This house is going to be huge compared to the house that we're living in now. But I don't think in my mind oh my god, I can't even say that word anymore. Comprehended how big this house would have been. The grounds of this house were huge, like much bigger than what we have now. So right now we have a back garden and a front garden. Okay, pretty much like most other people, but we don't really have sides of our house because this house is a semi-detached house. So I've got a next door neighbour, and the garage is kind of attached to our house. But on this house, there was like, it was so weird how this house was really like positioned. There was a massive garden at the back that actually like goes down. Like in terms of levels, there was a bit of a side kind of bit where you'd put a car. It really was a big house, and I couldn't fathom in my mind how big this house would have been. And what I really liked about the house is that it was big. I think the problem at the moment that we've got in this house, and the reason why we are going to be moving, is because sometimes it feels like we're stepping on people's toes. That we're not giving enough people privacy, or we're just getting in the way of people sometimes. Like, a couple of nights ago, my mum and Campbell were downstairs, and they were chilling out, watching TV, and I went through the living room, and I felt like I was like causing a massive like racket because I opened the door. I was a bit loud, and I had to go through to the kitchen to go and get myself a drink. But in this house, we wouldn't have to go through that. We could step round. Like, they wouldn't even have to hear me go to the kitchen. I could step down from my room, go to the kitchen, and not even have to go through the living room and bother them. And that, I feel that's awesome. But let's talk about the negatives about the house. Because my mum actually, after going to see the house, she turned around to me and went, "Gan, what do you think about it? Can you see yourself living in this house?" And I said to her, "I can, but at the moment it doesn't give itself enough justice." And what I meant by that is, the house isn't in the best state at the moment. And the main reason is that we're actually going to be renting the house. And when people are renting a house out, the house, right, so take this house that you've seen on a couple of vlogs if you've watched my previous channel. The house that we're in now, what we'd have to do to make it rentable would be take out not the chest of drawers, sorry, but take out stains out of the carpet, make sure walls are plastered properly, make sure places are painted, there's no dust over random stuff. Make it so that it's livable and up to a standard where if you rented out a house, you'd want it to be livable and make it rentable as well, because that's what we're going to be doing with this new house. We're going to rent it out for a year and rent out this house. And like I said, it didn't give it itself enough justice. The weird thing is that the actual fridge was in the living space, because there's actually like two living rooms. The fridge was in the living space. We couldn't go properly into the kitchen because it had been, I think it had been varnished. I think that's the word. The floor had been varnished, and it really wasn't up to standard of me being able to process that I'd be able to live in this house. But overall, I think it was a really good house, and I think we should definitely consider it. It was a huge house. And the funny thing is that, so this house has got the ground floor, the first floor, and then a second floor, which is kind of like a kind of attic conversion. And we went up to the attic conversion, and the guy who's showing us around the house, he goes to me, right, try not to hit your head on the any of the beams, because I'm a fairly tall person. I'm 6'1". I think that's around average height for a man, but it's still seen as a bit tall. So he says that, and now we're walking around, and I smack my head on this beam, absolutely clatter my head against it, and the guy sees it and just smirks at me. And I'm at this point just like, for heaven's sakes, this is so embarrassing. But on the other hand, I was like, you know what, could I live in this house that's this small on the top floor? Because MrGannyK was like, you know what, you could just have the top floor and that'd be awesome. And I could see myself having that top floor. I really could. I could see all my mic and my Xbox and my computer up on the top floor, and having my living room, sorry, not my living room, but my actual room, the space that I'd actually go to sleep in, downstairs. And I really could see the inspiration behind that, where my mum was coming from, and I really think that I could have a nice man cave, because that's what I've always wanted. When I started watching YouTubers who had this, they'd have their room with their wives or their girlfriends or on their own, and they had this other room where they do recordings. They'd have their own space. And you know what? I love the thought of that. I really love the thought of having a man cave. And I actually asked my mum, I said to her, Mum, would I be able to have a man cave in this next house? And she said that it'd be a real possibility, especially in the house that we did look at on Wednesday. The top floor I could definitely make into a possibility where I'd actually have a man cave. It wouldn't be the biggest man cave at all. It really wouldn't, because at the end of the day, it's at the top of the house. The house has got a slanted roof, so it wouldn't be really big. But it would be my own space where I'd have a desk, where I have my mic, my computer, my TV, maybe another TV to play Xbox on. I'd have my big 48-inch TV in my room. I think by now you've probably already realised that I've definitely planned this thing out already. But in terms of whether this is a possibility, I really think it is. I think we should see it as a massive possibility that we should live in that house. It really would make things much easier, and I think it would be a really good living space. And hopefully we consider it as a new house. But that kind of takes me on to the next topic. I think I've got a brilliant segue with this. The next topic is upping my game in terms of quality. So, back in around November, December, I started thinking to myself, I need to up the quality of my streams, of my audio on my streams, things like that. So I went out, bought myself a Blue Yeti microphone that I'm using right this second, and I got myself a computer. Well, MrGannyK bought it, kind of, we halved it. But I got this computer, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'll be able to stream on 720p, it's going to be beautiful. But I wish I knew more about computers at the time, because I probably spent way more than I actually should have on this computer. I really did. I look at it now and I think to myself, at the time, it wasn't a bad purchase at all. But at this second, I think it is. Because I know that for £800, looking towards a grand, I can get myself a solid computer that will do the job that I could have for another 3-4 years, and it will stream perfectly. I know that. I think a lot of other people know that, but I didn't know that at the time of buying the computer. And now that I've got a job and I'm earning money, I'm really thinking about making another couple of purchases to up the quality of my streams. And that means maybe buying a new computer. I've been looking at building my own computer. It's going to cost about $1,200. And when you hear that price, you think, whoa, my God, that is a lot. But at the end of the day, I'm earning money from my job. I'm liking what I do. I really enjoy streaming. But I think my quality of stream is just making me a bit down in the dumps and not kind of making the streams as good as they can be. And that's where I come to this tying in with the last topic. That if I did move house and we moved into this bigger house, I'd have a desk. I'd have a really good desk where I'd have my computer on one side with my TV, and my TV with my Xbox on the other side. I'd have maybe a better computer, and it would look a professional stream. It would look much better. And you know what? I don't want to strive for excellence, maybe, just yet. Because at the moment, I'm not streaming enough to warrant me spending $1,200 on a computer. I'm not. I need to see that I carry on with streaming, that I make sure that I am streaming maybe not 24/7, but streaming a lot more than I am doing. Because obviously with the World Cup being on, I'm not really into the whole streaming thing, because I want to watch as many World Cup games as possible. But hopefully, with this new house and upping my game, I might have a better stream in hopefully months to come. I might make another purchase come February. So in maybe 8 months' time, I think it's 8 months. Yeah, 8 months. I might have a new computer. I might have a better computer. I might have a better job, a more well-paid job. I might really fine-tune my streaming to make sure that it is a more appealing stream for you guys. Because what I've always thought with my streams is that sometimes my quality has held me back from being a decent streamer or getting those 15 people in each stream. That is what it comes down to sometimes for myself. And hopefully in the future I'll up my game. But I've also got a question that I really want you guys to get involved with and comment in the comment section. I want you to give me ideas on how I can up my game in terms of maybe getting a new computer, maybe using my Elgato a bit more, maybe even getting some add-ons for this mic I've got. Because at this moment in time, I don't think I'm sounding as, I was about to say sultry, I hope that might be the right word, or really in-ear and clear than I could be. I maybe think that if I have a pop filter, it might sound a bit better, or if I've put my mic in the right room, it might sound a bit better. But I really want you guys to maybe put in the comment section whether a pop filter might be worth getting to put on this mic, or getting a better mic or a bigger mic. Because I'm really thinking about upping my game in terms of the quality that you guys hear on my YouTube videos and in terms of my streams, because I really have a hobby and I enjoy my hobby. But yeah, like I said, put it in the comment section, and put in the comment section ideas on how to kind of make the streams a bit better. Maybe put graphics on the streams, things like that. Just put some improvements that you think I might be able to do. Right, on to the next topic, which is about Luis Suarez. You guys know, if you have me on Twitter. If you don't have me on Twitter, my Twitter is at MrGannyK, and it will be in the description. But I want to talk about Luis Suarez. I said I would talk about this topic in the next podcast. So, Luis Suarez, this is probably going back a week now, or a week or two. He bit Giorgio Chiellini. And this is the second time that this is the second time since he signed for Liverpool that he's done it. Obviously, this time it was for Uruguay and it was in a World Cup. But at the end of the day, this has really annoyed me. This has annoyed me to the fact that I'm going to have a bit of a rant now. Because, Suarez, you're such an idiot. He apologised after the first time with Ivanovic. He apologised and said, I hopefully it won't happen again. It's just one of those things I do. I just lose it sometimes. I won't do it again. And he got a slap on the wrist from Liverpool, and that was that. But this time, he has really been so stupid. I can't think in my head what brings a person to bite another. Even when I play football twice a week. Even when I get slide tackled or I get a bad tackle on me, it doesn't make me want to bite another person. For me, that is what kids do. Jesus Christ, sorry about that, guys. I must have just done a massive bad sound there. But what I was about to say was, what kids do when they're younger, when they just feel like they can hurt someone as much as possible, they bite people. They grab them by the arm or something, and they bite them. And Suarez, why are you doing that? You're probably like 26, 27 years of age. Or actually, yeah, about 25, 26. Why the hell are you biting another player? What even annoys me is that he did a statement about a couple of days after that happened. And he said he slipped onto him, or he fell onto him. He lost balance and bit him. F off. F right off. You have not done that in a million years. You have not lost your balance and bit another person. Yeah, because that seems that seems smart enough, it seems real enough, or that someone can fathom doing that to another person just because they lost the balance. Sorry, Suarez, but you've effed up. You know you've effed up. Why are you even trying to say that you've lost your balance? You can't use that as an excuse, pal. You really can't. And he comes out with this statement on his Twitter, and I retweeted it. He said sorry to Chiellini himself. He accepted the ban, but even though Uruguay are appealing it, and I just really don't get it. This is a player that people... He's a role model at the end of the day. He's a player, he's a footballer. He's put himself on that stage where he is a role model. I looked at this... If someone from This Is Anfield does watch this, they brought out an article and it said Luis Suarez is not a role model, but that's not... Sorry, what he did is not something that a role model should do, but that's not his job. His job is to be a footballer. And I said, right, at first I thought, you know what, yeah, I agree with that. He's not a role model. But I spoke to my mum about this, and my mum said, if he's getting paid 200k a week, or even, you know what, even any of those footballers' wages, they should act responsible, like an adult, like a role model. If that happened, if I go to work right now and I bite my boss, I'm going to get suspended. There'll be action to be taken. I'll get instantly sacked for that. I'll probably even get an assault warning, or you'll go to the police about it. It's that serious. And I don't get why, just because he's a footballer, that should kind of get him away from it being that serious. Because if anyone else does that, if you're on a night out and you get bit, you'll tell the police. Or if you're scared, if you're not like, if you're too scared, you probably won't do. But there'll be some repercussions. There really will. And I don't get why he's a footballer. There shouldn't be a repercussion. But that side of it annoys me. And the fact that he's still going to be going to Barcelona. For me, Barcelona, right? The funny thing is, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm a Liverpool fan throughout. I used to be a United fan when I was really young, but the fact is, I'm not now. I've gone through the hard times of Liverpool, and hopefully we're coming out a better team. But really what gets to me is the fact that he's still trying to go to Barcelona, who are kind of my second club. I do watch a lot of the games. I do read up on them. I actually have a book in my bag which is called Barca: Another Way of Winning, which is a book by Graham Hunter. And I'm reading that book, and I take a real interest in Barcelona. I really do. I think they run the club superbly. But they're becoming like Real Madrid. They really are, in terms of they're just buying Galacticos. They bought Neymar. They're buying Suarez for 80 million. And they're losing that uniqueness about them that they have over the likes of Real. And I think it's good business for Liverpool, but absolutely bad business for Barcelona. It is awful business for them. But each to their own, and I think as soon as he's sold, we need to invest the money wisely into a decent... I reckon we could get 3 world-class players with 80 million. The problem with Tottenham, they bought mediocre players. They really did. Etienne Capoue, Eric Lamela, they were on the verge of being decent players. But hence, I said the word decent. For me, they weren't world-class talent just yet. They could have been if they had another season where they were. But I don't want us to reinvest into mediocre players. I want us to reinvest into the James Rodriguez's. I was going to say Balotelli, but you don't really want to sell one idiot and buy another one. But your Edison Cavani's, your Radamel Falcao's, those type of players, we really do need world-class talent with that money. But hey-ho, see you later, Suarez. You've been a great asset to the club, but you've also effed us up. Right, on to the next topic. And the second to last topic. And it's going to be about my movie theory. So if you've watched any of my streams and people have been asking me questions about my education, what kind of things I did at GCSE or at A-level, and I actually did A-level media. It was good. I only got a D in it, but it really did open my mind up, and it has helped me, even though I didn't really perform as well as I could have done. And I came up with this theory that, so when you're in media, you analyse movies a lot. You really do. And we were analysing 2 movies. We analysed the Batman Dark Knight, and it was the Dark Knight Rises, sorry. It was the third one of the trilogy of those Dark Knight films. So we analysed that film, and we also analysed This Is England. So if you don't know what This Is England is, what I got from it is that it was about skinheads in England. I'm probably going to be wrong, but it's a while since I researched it and such. But it's kind of the whole, maybe a bit of the mod movement and just being a bit more eccentric. And when I analysed this, both pieces, we looked at 2 different comparisons. How This Is England really doesn't go a lot on the camera work. So if you watch Batman, I almost said Arkham Asylum there, Dark Knight Rises, there is a lot of camera work in there. There's a lot of special effects. But if you watch This Is England, there is none. Like, literally, there's a couple for some of the like more intense scenes, but there isn't a lot of action scenes. And what I really loved about This Is England is that if you watch the series, a lot of those shots that they do, they actually just put the camera down and let the actor move around the camera. They really do make sure the actor is being the best that they can be. And my movie theory is, why do films like Dark Knight Rises perform better than TV series or movies like This Is England? Because I don't get it. Like, Christian Bale could probably have a better chance of getting an Oscar or a better, like a massive award for his acting in the Dark Knight Rises. Whereas, why would This Is England, an actor from there, the guy in that, not kind of be put forward for an award because he's done better acting? He's done things that Christian Bale hasn't done. Christian Bale's had the factor of that. He's had a lot of special effects behind him. But this guy in This Is England, he hasn't. He's been really working on his acting. And he, you know what, This Is England didn't get criticised at all. It really was a really strong series. And I'd definitely watch it again. There's a couple of scenes in it that did get me a bit, I don't really want to be watching this, but it is brilliant. And that's my movie theory. Do you agree that we should start thinking about movies, and when we're thinking about best actors, we should think about their performances rather than the special effects behind them, rather than the camera work, things like that. I really think strongly about that, and I think obviously now you've realised that. Right, anyways, this is the last topic, and it's not really much of a topic, it's more of a question to you guys, and a bit of a competition. So, I have a background image that I will be doing for this podcast, and the background image is just my logo. It's just the really stylish G in the circle. I really like it, but I really want to get a better background image. I want to have something a bit more geared towards the podcast. Maybe I really want to do a competition where you guys create me some background images of what you think I should put on my next few podcasts, and I'll see how it goes. If it's good enough, I'll put it on for a couple of podcasts, and if it's a really good one, I'll just keep it. And you know what, you could even credit yourself in it. I'll credit you in the description, all the above, because I really want. At the moment, my laptop is out of order, as in my charger's broke and I can't really use it for any of the Photoshop stuff. But I really want someone to help me out and to kind of do the work for me in a way. I want another creative mind on this background image. So a competition for you guys is that the best person to do a background image for the podcast will be put forward, and they'll have their picture put on my Twitter. They'll put it on the podcast. They'll have it on there, and they'll get credited to Flipping Kingdom Come. I will love you if you create me a fantastic background image for the podcast, because I think that's what I'm missing in terms of that. But anyways, guys, it's been a really good podcast. It's been a really long podcast. I'm just looking at the time now, and we're looking towards half an hour that I've been talking. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the topics I've spoke about, and I hope you guys have as well. So thank you for watching, guys. I've really enjoyed it. I hope you have as well. And MrGannyK out. See you later, guys. Thank you for watching.